So I just want to make a few comments about the fundamental theorem of calculus and the proof of the fundamental theorem of calculus. You can find the proof on page 283 of your textbook, and I'd like to ask you to take a look at it. But I don't want to go through the whole proof right now. Instead, what I would like you to notice is that in the proof of the fundamental theorem of calculus, we use the mean value theorem. The mean value theorem is a necessary component to prove the fundamental theorem of calculus. And if you go through the proof line by line, it's really not that long. It's maybe half a page. You'll see at one point you use the mean value theorem. Now remember how we proved the mean value theorem. We used Rolle's theorem, which was sort of a stripped down version of the mean value theorem. And we proved Rolle's theorem using the extreme value theorem. Oops. So the fundamental theorem of calculus, if you take a look at the proof, uses the mean value theorem. The mean value theorem was proved by Rolle's theorem. And to prove Rolle's theorem, we needed the extreme value theorem. Now, if you look back in your notes, if you look in your textbook, you will see that we actually have no idea how to prove the extreme value theorem. Nor do we have any idea how to prove the intermediate value theorem. That was the first big theorem we saw in this course. We don't know how to prove that either. So look at the four big theorems in this course: the intermediate value theorem, the extreme value theorem, the mean value theorem, and the fundamental theorem of calculus. You can see that the fundamental theorem of calculus is sitting on top of the mean value theorem. And mean value theorem sits on top of Rolle's, which was sort of just a transitional tool for us, and Rolle sits on top of the extreme value theorem. And we don't know what the extreme value theorem is sitting on top of. We don't know what's holding it up. We also don't know what's holding this up. Hopefully, at some level, that bothers you, because right now we're taking every big theorem, every big truth in calculus, you're sort of taking my word for it, that this is true and this is true, and they are. But the techniques and the tools and the understanding that we would need to prove these two theorems are based in an understanding of the real number line. And right now, our understanding of the real number line is a very intuitive thing. And if you're interested in what makes these true, we have to go back and study the real number system in a lot more depth, which we don't have time for in this course. For those of you that find yourself eventually in analysis, we'll start with that. What is actually the real number system? How can we construct the real number system? And we will finally end up with proofs of these, which will make all of this make sense. But I would like you to remember that the fundamental theorem of calculus is proven by the mean value theorem, which is proven by Rolle's theorem, which is proven by the extreme value theorem, which you don't know how to prove. And the intermediate value theorem, we also don't know how to prove. It's just as important in this course, maybe in life, to know what we don't know as it is to know what we know.